Hello there, I'm Kevin, aka Toying Around.
I'm Yoko, also known as Live and La Vida Yoko.
Hey, I'm Paulie from Bitter Asian Dude Inc.
I'm Ernie, also known as the one and only Fallen Fett.
We're four friends chatting about our love for Star Wars, toy collecting, and pop culture. You're listening to the Boba Squadron podcast. Welcome back to the Boba Squadron podcast, episode 5. I'm joined by Ernie, the Fallen Fett, Yoko, and of course the Canadian Academy Best Lead Actor in a Comedy for Appa and Kim's Convenience, Paul.
What's up?
Oh, we can applaud.
Yeah,
It's audio.
Okay, oh yeah, I forgot. We
Audio.
can actually applaud.
It's
Thank
audio. Congratulations, first off.
Thank
That's huge. I'm very happy for you. I don't want to speak for everyone. I almost said we. I know I'm very happy for you.
We are
I'm
so
very
proud.
happy for you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I was surprised. Honestly, I was very surprised. Delighted, but surprised.
You are sitting in the very spot where you accepted your award.
Mm-hmm.
2 questions. Were you rushing to get appropriately dressed for that?
There was the debate: should I wear pants? Should I not? I chose to wear pants just in case. And I was actually, honestly, seriously considering dressing up in cosplay for it because I thought it was just going to be a virtual event, just on CBC Gem, and then I realized they said no, they're airing it live on CBC as well. And I thought, all right, because I honestly I thought, you know what? Why not? It's been a weird ass year. Why not? And yeah, no. And then it was like, no, it's going to be on CBC. So I put on a jacket instead.
I would have loved to see that. But for the non-Canadians, the CBC is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, where these awards were held. And I said I had 2 questions. The second one, how was it, visiting back home? What have you been doing with your time?
Well, it's been great being back home, just seeing my family and whatnot. And my dad hasn't been well, so it was awesome to see him. I also dedicated that award to him, which was awesome because he was the inspiration for the character for me, and so it was nice to sort of cheer him up. He's very happy with that. But in the meantime, too, I've been purging. I mean, I came home and there were literally dozens upon dozens of deliveries, like boxes stacked, unopened, hot toys, and other action figures, and lots. No, and it was just like, oh my god! And Anna was like, "You're gonna do something about that, right?" I'm like, yep. Trust me, baby. I'm gonna get rid of all my Black Series. And there's gonna be so much room. And so, thus has begun the task of it. Basically, what it is collectibles Tetris. I'm like moving stuff around, like fit here. All right, more boxes of Black Series, and so all the helmets are out. I've got every single one of my Black Series figures in boxes. All like literally, it's all around me here. I know it's a podcast, so you can't see it, but on the video you can. And so I've got like boxes and boxes of this. And I found out as I'm sitting through it, because I'm like, I'm not collecting Black Series anymore. It's okay. It'll be easy. And I'm like,
I can quit anytime I want.
Yeah, but I can quit buying them. I think that's the thing. I've stopped buying them. I'm not going to buy them, except for the 2 that I bought a couple of weeks ago.
You got Kev.
I got you.
Right there with you.
There's one spit take every episode.
Yeah,
I think.
But those
Minimum.
are gone. Those 2 are gone because I flipped them. I was like, I bought them, felt immediate remorse, did an unboxing, boxed them back up, and I donated them to friends. Like, not donate, I gave them to friends because they need them. Like, you should have this. I make sure that at least they're going to somebody who wants them. But then I was sitting through my collection thinking about, oh, that's gone. And I was looking at a majority of them going, but I want this one. I like this character. I only have one. Now, I found out that I had multiples of a few. So, like, I had 2 of each of the Bad Batch. And for whatever reason, I had like 4 Wreckers. I don't know how that happened, but it was like 4. Jeez.
I have an idea how.
And he's the most expensive one because he's the big one, right? It's like, oh, for God's sake. But I remember they were on sale. One of them was on sale for like $14 at Walmart. And I was just like, that's a deal. And I bought it, realizing that I spent 14 extra bucks on a figure I had 3 of already. So it wasn't really a good deal. But a lot of it was just like, I don't know. Like, I think that bodes well as a collector that I'm getting stuff that I want. I'm not just getting stuff for the sake of getting stuff. You know what I mean?
Ernie knows what you mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yes, he told a very, very funny story. And I know exactly how you feel afterwards. But you should tell it. What happened, Ernie?
I'm right there with you. I just did a show on saying about the Black Series, actually.
Which was
on how I'm picking and choosing, and I'm not going to get everything anymore. And I'm out and about today, and I actually get to hit up a Walgreens, and she just literally pulled out the Walgreens exclusive. Again, on the podcast, you can't see it, but I am holding up the 212th Battalion figure, and I grabbed it because it's an exclusive, and that's all that's going through me is that, oh, I got the Walgreens exclusive. Yes, I don't need it. Why did I get it as soon as I get home? So, like Paul, I'm going to give it away on my next show. But then I'm even expecting it more, and now it's even easier for me to get rid of because there's a huge gash on the side. They took the razor blade and went right through it. So
Ricky, the receiver, was a little too overzealous with that X-Acto knife.
Exactly. And
gotta get these out on the shelves.
So now I'll really give it away. Because, see, that would have been another excuse, too. And I'm sure I would have heard from Yoko, Ernie, weren't you going to give that away? And I'm like, oh, no. Don't. What are you talking about? I never said that.
Yeah, but it's that urge, though. It's that weird, like when I got those last 2 Black Series, even after I said, no, I'm done. Yeah. Fennec Shand, Miggs Mayfeld, and I was looking at them going, oh, but those aren't out yet. And no one's, and it's that little, that collector, that little snarly voice that says, get it. You know you want it. You need it. I'm like, no. I said, no. I said, get it. I was like, no. And I was good. And I put it away. Satan, get behind me. And then my buddies afterwards, like,
not today, toy Satan.
Right? My buddy Steve, who is the British Satan, he's like, oh, mate, you need it. Huh? You need it. Go on, get it. Look. And it was just like, oh, crap. So I bought it. I haggled. I bought them. And then I went around the corner. There's a dude selling the exact same ones, and never, ever, ever do this. Never ask how much they are, because once you bought it, you don't want to know how much it's going for. But I asked, and he's like $40. I was like, fuck, because I spent a good, $10 more on each of these figs. So that was the universe smacking me down, going, "You're an idiot. This is what you get."
I'm even worse than you because you had somebody to push you. I had nobody to push me, and I still bought it. It was myself. I walked around literally the store twice, and I was like, yeah, I need this. And then I get home and no. So yeah.
But that's a siren call for collectors. Exclusive.
Yeah.
Exclusive. Right? Deluxe.
Marketing.
Exactly. It works. Now with new hat. Like, oh, damn it. Okay. I'll do it. That's how
I did wear that hat in the show. He didn't. We had one laying around. Oh,
yeah.
Even better.
It's a repaint.
Secret's out. Sorry, Yoko. Exclusive. No, but I'm just as bad. Like I'll sit there, do a stream, do Dope or Nope, and look at all the new figures that are being announced, and I'll be like, nope, I don't really need this. But in the same breath, I'll go, but if I see it in store, I'll probably pick it up. Like, what does that even mean? Like, it's not worth anything. That's just the collecting.
Yeah,
the little voice inside.
It means we have no self-control.
I'm waiting for Kevin to say where he's bought another 3 3/4 other than the Fabroverse, where he shows it and he's like, oh, well, it was there and now he's full in. Because you say you're only collecting that now. So I know that's going to happen.
I mean, I'm going to step outside of the lines once in a while. Maybe I'll find a loophole and say, oh, Filoni verse, and if it's Clone Wars, because I have a Clone Wars mall, but I don't really need the younger Clone Wars Ahsoka. The Shea Vizsla looks pretty dope, and I didn't have it before, but I'll probably pick that up.
That's how they get you.
Cool.
But that's how they get you, Kevin. I mean, I was like, I'm only going to be Black Series, 6-inch figures for me, and then there's 3.75-inch. Those are for kids. And then they dropped the Razor Crest and like, well, I need figures to play with it, you know, to fit in. So now I got boxes of 3.75. It's like, how did this happen? It's like, and I've got like 2 X-Wings that are like 3. Like, how do you, I can't stop. So now it's like, I have boxes of like the 3.75 inch, and then you throw on the Super 7 stuff that Yoko sent me as well, and the other Super 7 reaction stuff that I've been collecting even beforehand, like the Jaw stuff, the Alien stuff, and it's just like, I think I have a problem.
You don't have a problem. You have a collection.
Paul, you're like Moon Knight, man. All of a sudden you wake up and it's a different scene, and you have all these purchases around you.
Oh, maybe that's how you end up with all these duplicates.
That's not all of a sudden. Yeah, no, maybe that's it.
Don't blame Khonshu for your purchases.
It goes around.
Right?
Yeah,
that's right. And the
Egyptian god of hoarding.
Who is the Egyptian god of hoarding? There has to be one. We need to look that up. There's our first Google for the.
It's not hoarding, no.
Show.
Hoarding means it's hoarding.
We are hoarding. It's like, as I look around and I see stacks that you guys don't even know.
It's called denial.
I know. It's like I saying this, and there are literally boxes that are 4 feet high surrounding me all the way down to my back room. And it's just like, oh my God. And then there's stuff in there that I was like, oh shit, I have this. Like, it's packed so far back. It's like, oh, like I've got all these Funko Pops that I totally forgotten I bought. And they're all like, oh, like I have this gigantic Mandalorian one that I completely forgot I had, but because it's stuffed in the corner behind all these other boxes. I had this other huge box, and what the hell is this? It's like, oh, right. That's that gigantic Lego Ectomobile that you bought.
Ooh, did you get the Back to the Future?
Not yet.
The DeLorean?
No. No, I'm not going to. No, you know why? Because I got the 1/6 scale one from Hot Toys, and if I get that one, I'm dead. And I also got the Blitzway 1/6 scale Ectomobile from Afterlife.
Oh,
I have to get rid of a bunch of stuff, otherwise, if that shit shows up and it's still here, she's gonna kill me. She's gonna take my thumbs early. My wife's gonna take my thumbs.
No, it sounds like we need to have a sale then. We need to get a table at a show, and all of us need to sell our stuff and go. And then autographs all the way around on everything that you buy.
Yeah. You know, the cool thing is, though, when you have friends who are collectors as well, and you say you're doing a purge, everyone's like, oh, you can see, like, everybody's like, oh.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah, what do you got? What do you got? So I already have, like, I've sold 3 helmets already.
Ooh.
Which is pretty dope. And a few of my bigger Black Series sort of collectible things to friends. So it's like, oh, okay, it's going. Like, I'm not trying to make a profit. That's what I say to my friends. It's like, just what do you think they're worth? Like, now I don't want to give them away, although some of them I could, but it's like, yeah, I don't want to lose a ton of money either, right? So it's just like, pay me what do you think it's worth? What kind of joy will that give you? And I'll look it up on Action Figure 411. If you're taking me for a ride, I'm going to say no. But the important thing, it's going out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was going to say is the hardest point.
Yeah.
Do you actually say no?
When somebody makes an offer?
Yes. Because I've had to stop that, man. Because exactly what you're talking about is, I'm getting rid of a lot of Black Series. Oh, really? So that Comic-Con Boba Fett, I'll send you 20 your way. I'll even.
They're all looking for the friend price. They're all looking for the friend price.
Right. Yeah. And then immediately, if you don't, Ernie's a dick.
No, but if it's worth $100 and somebody's offering you 1/5 of the price because they're your friend, come on, I got enough friends. That's not.
Yeah, John Favreau. Ever heard of him?
Those aren't friend prices. Those aren't friend prices. Like, and that's the thing. I always try to, if I'm doing that, I always try to consider too and go, everybody wants a deal, right? Yeah. But it's like, at the same time, if we both know what it's worth, I'm going to give you pretty close to what it's worth. A friend thing would be like, maybe you knock $10 off of it or $20, maybe. Mm-hmm. But if it's worth 100 and go, I'll give you 20, I'm going to say, you know what? I'll take my chances on eBay. Like, there is that element too, right? Yeah. But then there's also like, do you really want to get rid of it? Because it's the garage sale mentality. It's all out there. If you're having a garage sale, it's all out there to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Right. And so people who haggle at garage sales drive me nuts, because it's like, well, this thing. It's like, yeah, but it's a garage sale. You want to get rid of it, right? It's like, yes. It's like, well, this is what I'm willing to pay. If you don't want to pay, if you don't want it, then I'm not going to take it. And they get all mad at you. It's like, okay, that's fine. I don't need to buy this.
Mm.
You need to sell it. I don't need to buy it. So at the end of the day, Treehouse Collectibles just down the street, that's their old owner used to do that with a lot of their collectibles. They say, no, this is worth way more than what you're offering for it. We're not going to sell. So stuff sat in that store.
Mm.
And new owners are like, yeah, okay, let's talk. And they'll cut a deal. And product moves. And that's the thing. You get product moving out, more customers come in because they go, oh, there's always new stock in here. Yeah. They're willing to haggle. Yeah. That creates more traffic. That creates better business than sitting on something that's yellowing in age in the front window because you're too stubborn to move on a price point. So it is that balance. I think there's that balance of collectibles. That's more the fun part, I think, for me, is just that whole the hunt, obtaining it, and then sort of moving it through the collection, not flipping it, although that is fun every once in a while. But just moving it through and kind of going and scratching that itch, going, okay, I had that for a while. Now I'm moving on and I'm getting rid of it, and I've got these other things that I love to collect.
Yeah, getting rid of it too, like for yourself or even the shop you're talking about, just that's your cash flow, right? Now you're liquidizing. Clearly, I'm not into financial terms, but you're turning your stuff into cash. Your business has more cash flow. You can go buy more stock, more inventory, right? And then yourself as a collector, go buy more stuff that you don't have space for.
Yeah,
yeah, it's so true. I hate when you sold it all and you're happy, and then like just 30 minutes later, it's gone from that one item that you're like, oh, I got it. Where's
you know
all
what
that money?
The worst is you go out and you make a sale and it's like $150. You turn around and then like, oh, let's go get groceries. Here's your bill. It's dang.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I just sold my toys for food, but it's just the convenience. It's not like I'm starving. I don't have a problem.
And your significant other knows how much you sold it for because you were so happy, right? Dude, I just made $150. Bomb. And then you're at the grocery store and they give you that look when it's 148. You're all right. That's cool.
I love the selling at like toy shows when it's like all cash. And then, because to me, I'm like, ooh, it's like free money to me.
All profit,
right?
All profit, baby.
Yeah. So then I save my cash to take to the next show or whatever to buy stuff with. Because I'm like, free money. I'm getting all this stuff for free. Essentially, is what it feels like, right? Because you turn your junk that you're not even looking at anymore, that's been in bins, turning that into cash that you can go spend on new stuff. So that's my free money theory.
I like it though because it does work, but then I hate when you get into something else, like you were saying about the 3 3/4. That was me with the Joes. I've gone hardcore in the classified 6-inch line, and then just a little while ago, it's way back there. But I saw the Super 7 Reaction Storm Shadow and his Storm Shadow, and I had to get it. And I was like, I'm trying to stay away from. I'm not doing 3 3/4, but his Storm Shadow, get it. And I did the same thing.
Exclusives too, Ernie, at Target.
Huh? It's what?
I'm saying there's exclusive G.I. Joes at Target too.
I know. That's where I got it at. and this morning too, I saw your gold Optimus Prime there too. And I was all, ooh, it is pretty gold.
Right? It is. It's so shiny and pretty.
Did you get one, Yoko? Because I have one on pre-order. Through Hasbro Pulse. It was because it was gold. And I went, that is so shiny.
The Super 7 one?
I don't know. I got it through Hasbro.
Yeah.
It was gold. I have I don't collect Transformers anymore. So
Ernie's talking about the reaction, right?
What's that?
Ernie's talking about the reaction figure?
Yes. Yeah. They have gold of the reaction figure Transformers as well too.
And Megatron. They're beautiful.
Yeah. Those are at Target, and I saw them today, and I was like, I held both of them too, and I was like, oh no, I can't. Don't do it.
What scale are they? Oh shit! What am I saying?
The reaction.
The 3 3/4. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, stop.
They are pretty.
I have to stop. No,
the cards are pretty.
They're very nice.
The Haya figures. Have you seen the Haya figures? The ones. So the aliens one, and because they have Colonial Marines. and I got them at Toy Traders, and I got 3 of them. Why? Because I'm an idiot. Because
aren't those hard to find?
Those are hard to find.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, you're not an idiot. You did good.
No, but then it's just like now
you are a very smart man.
Yeah.
No, but
Paul, you always call me Ernie. They have 3. Like, I do it, right? Yes, you do. I just looked for it right now for you. Man. Yeah, do it.
No, but they have. But then the thing is, because then I got the alien. It's like, well, you can't, like the alien queen. It's like, okay, well, I got the queen. It's like, well, what else do you got there? And it's like they have the APC. It's like the 1/18th scale APC. It's like
you got
it ridiculous.
All?
No, they got it from me. They ordered it in for me at Toy Traders because they knew I was gonna buy it if they brought it in stock. And Matthew Purdy, who is the owner, sent me a text with a picture going, "Guess what we got for you?" And it's like, to buy or to give?
Yeah,
that's all it takes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's.
I want to check out Toy Traders one day. I should make that drive.
Yeah. Honestly, if you go
only a few hours.
Yeah. You make the day of it. It's like an amazing place.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh my God, I cannot recommend that place enough. And the great thing is they do take trades. Right? It is Toy Traders, so you can bring in stuff from your old collection. Yeah. Honestly, and then just go and stuff. They have these what are they called? Where people trade in their vintage sort of collections. And there was this one story Matthew was telling me. This woman came in and her husband had died, and he had this massive collection. And he said, when I die, don't just throw this stuff out. This stuff is worth something, and go get it appraised. And so she brought them in, and these are carded figures from well early on, and he had bought like 10 of each. Like, this guy was hardcore, and this collection was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, like rare stuff that isn't, and it's all mint. He got 10 of each, so the guy knew what he was doing. And so she sold like one. She brought a bunch of stuff in. She got a really good price for it, and she said, very smartly, she said, "I have way more." She didn't bring it all. She just brought a bit just to see if she was going to get ripped off, and paid for a cruise. She went on this huge cruise with the money from that first little batch, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy crap!
Dang, went on a new cruise with her new boyfriend and everything.
There you go. There you go.
If my kids weren't sleeping, I'd be yelling upstairs right now, like, "You hear that, baby?" Just banging on the ceiling. You hear that?
This is your inheritance.
I don't know about you guys, but I've told my fiance and my best friend. I said, when I die, sell this stuff. DK, my friend DK, is going to go out there. It's your job. Get all the best price that you can for my family, and also clear out my science folder on my computer.
Of course. Yeah.
You need that friend in your life to do those things.
Yeah. I mean, mine kind of went like that.
Strikes again.
Yeah, mine was the same of sell it all, and even where I have the hidden stuff, don't forget the storage. But mine was destroy the computer, like just burn it. Don't.
Wow, the folder is that massive?
There's a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, got about 4 towers here.
DK's gonna be towers. DK's gonna be like, why do you have so many Son of Alien folders? Like,
Ernie said it was really good.
He hoed Alien, the different languages.
Part 35. What the hell kind of franchise is this?
It's just different in Spanish. I don't know.
This time they come back. What? What does that mean?
No, please don't finish that joke. I know where that's going, and I know how this ends.
It's too early in the podcast for this.
Yeah, usually it's this part when people have already bailed. But I mean,
like 20 minutes in.
I mean, since we're already talking about Alien Queen and Son of Alien, we can get to the Star Wars stuff is a little bit light this week. There's a few things we can get to that later, but we're already on the topic of Alien action figures, Son of Alien, and the homework assignment for me this week was to watch Aliens. And
Thank you.
Let's get it. I got to say it right one time, or I lose all credibility for this podcast. No, I never had any. that was the assignment for this week. It was completely different. I thought it was very different. It was still really exciting, down to the wire. Even though Yoko was like repeated most of the ending last episode. It's like, oh, did this happen? Like, no, that was in Aliens. You're like, oh, but definitely this, right? Like, no, that was also Aliens. But yeah, no, it was still a very exciting ending. What is it? And I've heard from a lot of people, I can't believe you haven't seen Aliens yet. People like my friend Courtney, it's my favorite movie of all time. What is it about this franchise that you guys hold so dearly? And also, do you think 2 is better than 1? Aliens is better than Alien, or just you hold them in as 2 different movies?
Well, I think they're both completely separate movies. I mean, you want diversity in a franchise. You've got it right there. Every movie in the Aliens franchise is completely different from the other. From Alien to Aliens to Alien 3 to Alien Resurrection. And I'm talking about that's a quadrilogy. I'm not even talking about the previews, the prequels, right? Prometheus and Alien Covenant, which take place before Alien. It's really, yeah, I mean, it's like comparing apples to donuts. It's like they're different things, right? They're both sort of enjoyable, right? You can have apple flavored donuts. You can have donut flavored apples, I guess. But it's that's the thing. Alien was a different kind of movie. That was a haunted house in space. It was in 1979, the first of its kind, like like space, that haunted house thing that crossing that genre of sci-fi and horror in that sense, right? Whereas Aliens was just a flat out, it was like a war movie, right? Just all action, a little bit of suspense, very, very militaristic, stock characters that you could sort of really sort of get behind. And it was very sort of straightforward, but it was excellently executed. The production design was spectacular. And I think that has a lot to do with it too, is the design of the alien evolves from movie to movie. And that's the one constant through it all. The alien is sort of the main antagonist, but then you find out that along the way, like a lot of these movies, the real villains aren't the ones that are scary. It's like the corporation, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, that emerges as, surprise, surprise, a corporation that's evil. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thought a corporation would have sacrificed a crew or colonial marines or a prison planet or everybody for the sake of their own profits, right? So I don't know. I like them both for different reasons. I think they're both very different movies. Depending on what kind of mood I'm in, it depends on which one I'll throw in. And I think Alien is, in terms of the actual pace and production design, I like that because it's a slower paced movie. It's still freaky as hell. And it looks gorgeous, right? Aliens, it's like, I want to see shit get blown up. Let's do it. And so you put that in there and you watch it. So for me, they're both great movies. I don't have a favorite between the two, honestly. And it depends. It depends on what mood I'm in.
I just want to say, I didn't want to interrupt you before because you were in a good flow, but I just want to say that Alien Resurrection seems like it's ripe for a Science Folder parody. Also, and also to me, it seems like it's the first one. It was more, the alien was more tactical and more of a hunter, and this one seems like, I was laying in bed thinking like, this could be, you can interchange it with zombies or something, and it's just kind of the same mentality. Yoko, I don't know, do you hold Alien and Aliens in high regard like Paul and Ernie?
Oh, I mean, probably not like that. I mean, I'm glad I watched it. I wish I had rewatched them for this conversation, but I'm glad I watched them. But they're honestly, like, I watched them the one time and I haven't rewatched them. I love Sigourney Weaver, like, her performance, like having her as a female action star like that, I think is awesome to have her in that role. And that was what, like rooting for her, especially in the second one that I remember better. And the Orange Cat was great. But I don't think I don't have like that, nostalgic attachment to it, obviously, like Ernie and Paul do. And I feel like that is such a big part of that movie, though, or of both movies.
Right? I could see the appeal, though.
Yeah, for me, it was always the figures that came out after and later, like Paul's like, because they kept adapting and switching. There's so many different Alien figures out there. From you have like anniversary ones, and then you have some of the Alien versus Predator. Like this franchise went everywhere. Like there's even Alien versus Predator, which a lot of people don't count, but the comics are out there, and that is a whole nother story as well too, where it gets into a whole different story. And a lot of people went with that story.
Yeah. What's a better story?
Compared to everything. Yeah.
It's a better story. The comic books are so much better.
Yeah.
Than Alien AVP or Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I don't count them as part of that canon. They have those creatures in it, but I don't count them.
That's what I'm saying, though. If you look at everything, though, as much as it's grown, that's still cool to me as much as what's out there just from the Alien franchise, which is cool. This one is just, your basic. That was a great point. I didn't even think about that until you said that about you could have thrown zombies in there or anything, because it was the whole cat and mouse chase, the blow up, the flamethrowers were awesome. But when I rewatched this for this time, I don't know why it clicked to me finally after this whole time. That vehicle that they used, that car, was like spot on for the animated series Batmobile. Like that's all I kept seeing.
It's very blocky, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it was because like I love Batman the Animated Series, and I just watched it before I had watched that, like a couple days before I watched Aliens again, and it just clicked as soon as I saw it. I was like, "Yo, is that where they got the Batmobile from for the animated series one?" Like, it's really close to it, especially when she drove and she was driving around to go save them. That's all I kept hearing the theme song in my head as she was going, and I was like, I wonder.
But part of the production design, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, part of the production design for that was that vehicle actually exists, but it's an airplane tow car. So if you go into an airport, you can see them out on the tarmac. That's what they used to use to tow aircraft out onto the runway away from the gate. Yeah, it's low to the ground and stuff. So this is why a lot of James Cameron's stuff is pretty cool too, because a lot of them has real world applications that they've just very much like Star Wars, they've modified. So like the smart guns are on Steadicam rockers. So that whole arm and swivel thing, Steadicam operators use. They've just jury rigged it so it carries a gun instead of a camera.
Right.
So neat things like that. The whole idea of the Colonial Marines having cameras on their helmet cams, right? This is way before now police have body cams, right?
Correct.
You have all these things that are in use now that James Cameron sort of with their production design thought, hey, wouldn't this be neat if we had this? And that's part of the draw too. Not only the nostalgia, but the fact that James Cameron, in of himself, I mean, they created technology to find the Titanic, right? They designed new submersibles, designed special diving equipment so you could see the actors' faces in the abyss. And they actually, they use them now. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat stuff how that crossover happens, where he uses the money from the movies to fund all his scientific endeavors. And he learns from that and he shoots film about that. And he gets, whatever discoveries or patents that he makes and uses those to make other movies. It's pretty cool.
Genius.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And then I like what Yoko said too about Sigourney Weaver, and you're right now thinking about it in that. I'm surprised she didn't go on to lead another type of action movie or that like kick-ass type sort of character of her fighting, and she fought aliens, and that's true. I never thought about that. You would think you would see her in another role like that, and they never utilized that.
Paul, didn't you say last episode she was nominated for an award? Was it for this?
For an Oscar for Aliens. She was nominated.
You said because the director's cut showed more, right?
Yeah, the director's cut, they had a little bit more. I mean, it was a bit more about, she got nominated based on a theatrical cut.
Okay.
And so if you watch the director's cut, though, there's an extended scene where she's talking about her daughter because she had an 11-year-old daughter at home. And she drifts through the regular space lanes for like 57 years, I believe.
Oh, no.
And then, so they track down her daughter, and it's a scene about, okay, we found your daughter. She's dead. She died at the age of 65. Yeah, so it's like she looks at it, and there's that moment of, oh, my God, I promised I would be home for her birthday and stuff. And, like, her name's Amy, and it's like, as a parent, you're like, oh, my God. And they have a picture of her
Oh no,
her daughter, and she's this old woman. It's like, oh my god, she was like 68 at the time of her death, type thing. And it was just like, oh my god, it's brutal. So there's that. But then on the flip side of that, they have like all these extra features, like all these cut scenes where it's like they have all these Sentry smart guns where they put them in the tunnel and they track and shoot the aliens. And so there's a whole sequence about that because, and this is one of the complaints that a lot of fans of the alien creature had, was these aliens were dumb. They just kept running towards the gunfire. They weren't smart.
Like zombies.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly it. They were just cannon fodder. Whereas the one alien in the first movie was so frighteningly intelligent and able to outsmart them.
Right.
How could an entire army just run to their deaths? And so that was the big thing that people had. But then that's when they created the different classes of aliens, from drones to warriors to the queen. Right. And so that was the other thing. They're saying that, okay, it were the drones that were just attacking the Marines. And that's why they were so dumb. So they had this sort of hierarchy. So that's really cool, too, is the fact that you start to they start to sort of create that world, that universe building there. It continues on.
Yeah. That I had read about that not I mean, I guess it's kind of a cut storyline, right? About her daughter and everything. And I'm like, God, that's kind of too bad, because I feel like that adds so much, even more to her character and why she is the way she is with Newt, right? Like so I'm like, that adds so much more depth than just I don't want to say a stereotypical like maternal thing, you know? Like there's actually more of a story behind there.
Yeah. And that's the thing. She's a woman who's lost her child, and she's a child who's lost her parents.
Yeah.
Or her family, actually. She did have a brother, Paul. His name was Timmy. But I think that's why a lot of people were so upset for Alien 3. Yeah. Kevin, have you seen it?
Yoko, no, not the version.
I don't think I've seen 3.
It'd be weird if I saw 3 and didn't watch 1 and 2. Just saying.
You know what? But not out of the realm of possibility. You know, there are people who are like, yeah, I saw Revenge of the Sith, but I didn't see any of the other Star Wars movies. It happens. It happens. So I won't bring up my other point then, because y'all haven't seen it, and I don't want to spoil it. If you're going to see it, but if you're not going to see it, I'm just going to say it anyway.
Spoil it.
All right. So David Fincher, he directs it. Kevin's all like, "Yeah, go ahead, single tear."
Is it? I mean, I don't.
I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, the magic podcast button can cut out, certain parts, but it can't cut out my memory. Go for it, because Yoko's gonna watch Godfather this week.
All right,
Scarface. Okay, go for it, Paul.
No, because Newt and Hicks are killed right off at the very beginning of Alien 3. The ship crashes. Yeah, and that's exactly the way the audiences reacted to it.
But like, why?
How could you kill them? It's in the like. So what happens is, if you listen to the end credits of Aliens, at the very end, you hear like an egg opening.
Right.
The sound of an egg opening. So Alien 3 kicks off with that egg opening and a face hugger going out, and somehow it getting cut and leaking acid and causing a fire, and the escape pods have to be ejected from the Sulaco, and it crashes on this planet Fiona 161, which is a prison planet, and of course the only survivor is Ripley, and Hicks and Newt are killed in the crash, and that's how it kicks off. And so people are like, what the fuck? How could you do that to these characters? They were so upset. And especially because there was a comic book series from Dark Horse that continued on Aliens afterwards. And it's a great, Mark Verheiden did the artwork for it. It's a great storyline. They continue on. Hicks is still alive. Newt is still alive. They get back to Earth. Hicks is being ostracized because everybody thinks he's infected, blah, 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 all this. And it's a really, really great story. And they did not follow it at all. They went off and they did this other version of it where they killed off Hicks and Newt like that. And I think that was the biggest thing that turned off a lot of fans from that movie. That, and there were no guns. And everybody wanted more guns in Alien 3.
Right. Man, so was that sound planted at the end of the credits? I'm assuming intentionally to leave it open for a sequel?
I think so.
That's pretty cool.
Man.
But
you just hearing honestly, you tell it, it's shocking.
Right.
honestly already watching the whole movie, I'm like, Newt is pretty much the same age as my daughter. So the whole time I'm just like, I wonder if she's capable of going through these tunnels and foraging and staying alive for so long. But there's definitely that kind of connection that I was seeing. And then I'm like, no, she's falling down this grate into a sewer. And you know, it made it more exciting. But then to hear this cutscene about like this other tragic story, this is heavy, man.
Yeah.
It's heavy, man.
Great Scott.
But man, the alien queen, the moment I saw that thing, the tail just start dropping eggs. I'm like, oh, gross. And then it was just panning across, and it just, that shot kept going and kept going. Like, this is, and then you can kind of see a silhouette of the stuff, the eggs traveling.
Yeah, inside the sack.
Yeah,
right.
Oh.
Yeah, it always was. That's just the way they came out.
Yeah,
yeah.
That thing. But how about when she shot those grenades in there? They blew up inside the sack.
Yeah,
right. On your face.
No, but you can see, like, I'm really grossed out, but I really enjoyed that part because I'm like, yeah, burn it all
to
down.
Me on that one, there should have been more acid.
Right.
If you blew them up, all of them, there should have been like acid everywhere.
And then
don't get why
that kind of mind game that she had. You know, they don't speak the same language, but it's like, I got a flamethrower, call off your dogs. And then it's kind of like, okay, you guys back up. Then she's going to back out, or she's going to burn all the eggs. And then I thought that was kind of, well, not kind of, it was very, very tense.
Yeah. Well, it's that egg opening up. And then you see her, she tilts her head and goes, you're fucked. And she just goes ham on it. Was amazing. There was a point I was going to make, and I've completely forgotten about it, so I guess it wasn't that important. All right. Moving on. We can edit that, right?
That one's for the fairies.
Which one did you like better, Kev?
I think based on how I felt on the ending of Aliens, I think I like that more.
It's easier to watch, right? And I think it is the action versus horror thing where I'm like, you have to be in a mood to let yourself get scared again to watch Alien.
Yeah, I was looking around. It was daytime. Like, oh, am I going to be shamed again for watching this during the day?
I would not shame you for first of all.
I'll do it every time. Every time.
I would also watch it in the daytime, so with all the lights on.
That's the balance of the podcast. And Paul, it seems like you're very more into all the details of these films. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is there a lot of use of miniatures in a lot of these action sequences in Alien and Aliens?
Oh yeah. This is before CGI.
Yeah.
Right. So this is all practical. A lot of the stuff, all the flames, those are real. The vehicles crashing, the use of like the drop ship crashing. That's all miniatures. And in one unfortunate case, like projection screen, like when it's crashing and they're running and it's tumbling, it's like you can totally tell it's a screen with the image being projected, like the old school when you're driving and they have the background sort of being projected. If you look at that scene, that's what it looks like as they're running and the thing's tumbling towards them. And so there's certain limitations for the bigger scale things. But I always love practical models and whatnot. Alien was fantastic for that too. Like the Nostromo and the tug itself is gorgeous. Like just that production design there, the special effects, like even the alien ship that's crashed, that big U-shaped, sort of horseshoe-shaped ship, looked great, right? And that's all miniatures, and they superimpose the little mini astronauts, the crew going into the hole. Love it. But they did employ a lot of miniatures. And that's the other thing too between the two movies. Like they were made in different decades, and so it's a different style of filmmaking, different era of filmmaking too. From the 70s, movies from the 70s are different from movies in the 80s, right? Because the audiences changed as well.
Yeah, that was one of the things with Alien that I really liked. The setting. You talked about the Nostromo. When they were panning like the side of the ship, all the details that were being shown. As toy collectors, it's always like, ooh, that's a toy. You know, I could see Paul being like, I want a model, I want a toy. Well, you have it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Hold on a second.
Oh, sweet.
It was one of the boxes that was waiting for me. Hold on.
Oh, that's awesome. See, and I was going to ask him too. I was going to ask him too if he had the mother alien. That's a hard figure to come by because there is a figure of her out there.
The queen or
the queen? Yeah.
The Queen Mother. Hello.
Yeah.
I am also
called the mother one, especially because of the one of she was dropping the eggs. So
yeah.
There
Queen
is a
mother to you, Ernie.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Have some respect.
It's hard to find, man. And when you see it, God, it goes even like out of the box. It goes.
Is it a Kenner one?
There's an old one like that. That was just a bigger one.
Yeah.
An older figure, but the NECA one is the large queen one, and it was done a while ago, and it's huge.
Yeah. I remember seeing it. I don't know if I saw it in real life or not, but I remember seeing.
It's kind of that, and the winged bat gremlin, and the spider one. Those are like some of their larger, very detailed figures.
Have you seen Gremlins?
No.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
I had no interest. Speaking of Hearts of Fun,
I actually liked that one. I think that should have been on my list for the last couple of years too.
Yeah, why didn't? What do you mean, like no interest in Gremlins? It's like a Christmas movie too.
Basic concepts of it and
Gremlins is awesome.
Oh, yeah, Paul Kev just said he hasn't seen it.
Don't snitch.
I did because I can't believe that.
Dumbass.
That's like
Gremlins, baby. You gotta watch Gremlins.
Fine, I'll watch the whole thing.
Watch Gremlins
too. And Gremlins 2.
Yes, Gremlins 2 especially because that movie's whacked.
Yeah,
they do. I mean,
I probably have them mixed up again.
Gremlins 2 is in
Let me watch one first.
Yeah.
Gremlins 2 is just gets so surreal. And
which one has Rambo Gremlin?
Yeah, that's Gremlins 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I said stop.
That's not a character is not a spoiler.
The practical effects. I think there was another scene when she's when the queen took the elevator up.
Right.
So first of all, I'm like, do the elevators automatically go up, or we just assume she hit it with her tail to go up? Whatever. They get on the platform. She's hitting it with the flamethrower. The whole time, Newt is kind of clinging to her from the front, like baby carrier style. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be a dummy because she's like hanging on her front like this, and Ripley's swinging her around with this flamethrower, and then you see like the I think the not digital, but like the background. That's what's the technology that would be back then, where they just kind of
green screen or projection screens.
Yeah,
because again, that's another case where you look at it and go, that's like a ride at Disney World where they have it projected on there, and it looks like a rear projected sort of screen, so you don't get shadows on it.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. It's just like someone had to create artificial or prosthetic that's just a child hanging off of Ripley so she can swing it around. But also with some of those cool toys, I want to go out and.
So you liked it enough that you want toys now?
Yeah, I think I would go out and get little reaction aliens.
Yeah.
I want a Newt. There's a Newt, right?
There is a Newt, yeah. But oh my gosh, I think the last alien reaction wave was all aliens from across the franchise, and there's some real gnarly looking ones in that wave that I don't need to look at again. But
along with that reaction Newt, I'd want to get. I saw the picture of what's the android man from this movie, Bishop.
Yeah,
Bishop. He comes in two pieces. I think the reaction. Where he comes apart, I don't know. It's in two pieces in the packaging.
Yeah.
And back to the final ending of the movie. It's the tense fight with the alien. They're gonna. I'm surprised they went airlock again as the method of exterminating him instead of maybe like using the power. Is it the power loader? Power loader to crack the queen in half like a crab leg and kill it that way.
Whoa!
But it
was still that acid. Kevin,
that's true.
It would blow it out of the airlock, so it's
it's gotta be all airlock.
Yeah,
but
they're in space.
They're in space. In space, no one can hear.
You cream? You did say you watched Yoda.
I still want that shirt, like with a sexy alien drawn.
Oh God.
You do not want that shirt.
Sexy alien. That's a Comic-Con shirt all day right there. Yeah. That's a Comic-Con shirt all day and everybody like, what's up? What's up?
They're like, what's up, playa? Dapping you up. But man, like she was hanging on with the vacuum of space sucking her out, and there's an alien hanging off her foot. And I'm like, I don't think I have the upper or lower body strength to hold on in that situation. But that I was saying I love that part so much because it was so intense, and Newt was getting sucked out and Bishop was in half on the ground, but he was still like hanging on with one robot arm and catching her with the other. I thought that was fantastic.
There used to be in the old DVD and Blu-ray versions where when Lance Henriksen, who played Bishop, reached out to grab Newt, he overextended and you could see the hole in the ground that they cut him out of. And they pulled him out. So I think in the new transfers, they've digitally removed that. But in some of the older transfers, you can see the hole where he reaches out and you can see the prosthetic bottom part that was all ripped open, like sort of rise out of the ground, which is hilarious. And sorry, not to get too technical, but there is no suck in space. It's all being blown out. So you're not being sucked out, you're being blown out.
Yeah.
I'm holding for comedic pause.
Take that, science boy.
There's another joke.
All right.
Somewhere.
There is no suck, only blow.
Yeah.
In space, no one can hear you. Yes.
In space. I mean, A, yes, there is another joke there. And B, if we want to do another 3 hours, like we talked about the inside of a Sarlacc pit.
This is just straight up physics. This was like Adam Savage. I saw a show that he did live with what's his name? Mr. Electric Pants. Electric Pants? Anyways, another sciencey sort of YouTube personality, and had a live show in Toronto. And I took Noah to see it. And yeah, it's like there is no sucking. It all gets blown out. There's no such thing as sucking.
I am not mature enough to talk about this.
Just Ernie and the Boba. That's it.
Yeah. And this whole episode, I've been so careful not to suck that hard. And I've tried. I'm like, come on. I'm not going to die today. Yeah. And I'll have you know, I didn't even talk about my boba today because I didn't want you guys to yell at me, but this is straight from a donut shop. So,
Ernie, come on. Why do you hate yourself?
That's like eating gas station sushi. You shouldn't do that. It's a drink. It's fine.
Yeah. I showed up. Come on. I went to the spot today. I had everything lined up. I had an appointment this morning. I had to run around town. I was hunting for the Death Watch Mando. And then I rolled up in there last and I was like, oh yeah, I get some of that sweet churro boba today. And I walked in and she sees me and she goes, it's only cash. Oh, I had no cash on me. I was like, are you serious?
No free money.
Yeah. And she was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, yeah, you just lost a customer. And then I walked out.
Wow.
I'll see you next Friday.
Yeah. Better be working by then. Yeah. Not even a hookup, not even a hi, how are you? Nothing. I thought for sure. You know what?
Not even a free drink.
Right. Well, or you've been coming, just we'll get you next Friday. Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Wow. Nothing. So donut boba it is.
Donut
it definitely
boba.
Got you with
how was it? Was it okay?
It just tasted like chocolate milk. And then it did. That's all it's been. Look at how brown it is. Yeah. And then these bobas are like, I don't know.
Is it bad boba? Have you experienced bad boba now?
Maybe this is it. Yeah. Because it tastes like a soggy. I don't even think it's boba. I think it's soggy Cocoa Puffs.
It's chocolate milk and Cocoa Puffs. It's his son's leftover breakfast.
I think they got it all. Yeah. I got bamboozled again. Yeah. They just see me and I'm a mark. Here's this guy.
When you ordered it, did they scrub all of the dust off the menu to be like, "Whoa, we have this"? And then they're panicking, like, "What do we serve this guy?"
Yeah, we walk in and they're like, "Oh, we serve what?" Oh, yeah.
The Cocoa Puffs reminds me though. Have you had that cold brew at Galaxy's Edge?
Yes.
Yeah.
We will have that May the 4th because that is good.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is the little crushed ice in it because I choke on that too. That goes up my straw. A lot of really choking problems, man. But it does happen. That is delicious, and they have like tiny crushed ice, and you're just walking along, and then all of a sudden, you're, oh, I almost died right there too. But that would be good. I wouldn't mind passing out in Batu. That's
you know, I did almost choke to death in Batu myself.
Whoa! What happened?
Ronto Rap gone wrong.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Kev was there. They all just watched as I choked.
Kev!
Hey guys, Yoko's choking again.
Yeah.
Instead of going to save her, you were reaching for your phone. Oh, I gotta get this. Hold on.
We had just gotten there. We had just gotten there and got the breakfast Ronto Wrap. And then I almost died right there.
She got egg on me.
Wow. So you weren't saving her? You were like, no, that's what you get.
That's his takeaway.
Yeah.
She was choking,
he said
a egg came out of her mouth and got on me. I'm not going to help her.
Yeah.
I think that happened before the choking incident. It was not... Kev has changed the story to I coughed it up onto him, which is not what happened at all, because I stood up and I walked away.
Oh, you were seriously choking then?
I actually choked, yeah. And I actually did cough up a piece of egg. But,
oh my God.
But I did not. That was not the same egg that hit Kev. That was when
there was a second shooter?
That was when I was trying to take the picture. I was trying to take my picture, I guess this way, and then it fell.
Onto
Kev's lap, yeah.
Mm.
And then I tried to take a bite, and I actually choked. Couldn't breathe for a few seconds. I walked up to, took a few steps away from everyone so I wouldn't be coughing in the middle of the table.
But you're choking, though. Why do we do that?
Surprisingly, that's actually a common thing. People who are choking get up and want to leave because they don't want to. It's that sort of impulse, and it's really scary because they don't make noise.
Yeah.
They just stand up and they go. Like people, it's not like in the movies.
Yeah,
where people
they had no idea. They had no idea that I was actually choking. Yeah,
that's right.
International sign of choking. Put both hands to your neck. Somebody should save you.
Yeah, but you do this, everybody's like, yeah, Wakanda forever.
But
right, yeah.
Like, I don't think that's appropriate here.
Yeah, Yoko, we're in Batu.
Yeah, you're right.
Disney parks.
Yeah, right. Ernie, we'll go to Avengers Campus next. Just hold on.
Go.
Yeah.
It'd be better. It's like, Yoko, it's the right hand over the left. You're doing it wrong. It's.
So did you literally just hack it up or what? What
happened?
I
mean, it was like I coughed up the piece that got stuck in my throat, and I was fine.
Oh, so lucky!
Jeez,
I didn't know you were
lucky.
Choking that seriously. I thought it was you were laughing at the Wadaga arm.
Yeah, no, I feel like I had been having like asthma issues leading up to then, so I think like I don't know, I was already in a weakened state. I think.
And then that happens.
Yeah.
Those Ronto Wraps will get you every time. Man.
And it was like just because it was like literally the first thing we did. We walked we got there. I was so excited. I had ordered us all the round of Ronto Wraps. And
was that when you were like, I need my inhaler? Was it that around that time, that trip?
I feel like I said that a few times that trip because you guys kept making me laugh.
That's what I said. When we go to Disneyland, I'll make sure you're not choking.
Thank you.
I'll keep an eye. See, and I don't get freaked out on choking on the ice because in my head, I'm like, it's got to melt, right? So
it has to melt before you run out of oxygen to your brain.
That's what I'm trying. Yeah. But like, I'm thinking in there, like, come on, it's just ice. You got this, right?
You're trying to heat up your internal temperature, like.
Yeah. Well, you do, and then here, hopefully it works,
Yeah.
But yeah, that going back to it, that drink is delicious. That is a real Cocoa Puff drink.
Yeah, it's a great.
Right. Yeah, that'll wrap it up nicely. Which part I need to edit out. So Yoko and Ernie, you guys are going to try and meet up at the parks for May the 4th.
Yeah, impromptu trip. Yesterday, it crossed my mind, and then I booked my flight, and I was like, I'm going to make this happen.
That's awesome. I can't wait. That's gonna be a lot of fun. That's our anniversary, so we're going there. So no better way. We haven't had a chance to go back yet.
Your anniversary.
No worries. It's always a fun time. We're going because they have events for May the 4th and Revenge of the 5th. So I'm hoping magnets, stickers. I've already seen the shirts. They do have a Boba shirt. They had other ones. I wasn't too jazzed, but I hope more shows up there. I'll get you 2, Kevin. And then they always have something going on, so it's cool. Extra characters out. So I want to see what it's going to be like.
That'll be fun. I'm hoping to get the Cal Kestis lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can get the dark saber when I go back for Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Bring it with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a saber meetup. I don't know if you guys have seen those yet, where they have the saber meetups. It's oh my god, it's beautifully awesome because it's right at night. Everybody, they separate the colors. Oh, Paul, you haven't heard of this?
I've heard of it. I remember
go to
you going to one and like saying, I don't have a saber. I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, well, yeah, that was the one that Yoko.
Everyone's that guy. Like, you are that guy. Just show up. You missed Favreau that day.
Oh, yeah, that
was my Favreau day.
That was the day, yeah.
See, so and I couldn't make it over there. So it's awesome. You line up on your colors, and everybody goes in front of the Falcon, and oh, it's amazing. And then you'll all go over to the First Order side, and it's amazing because people bring their custom ones, the ones they built. They'll show up in character, and then just to see all lit up, and then you get your group photos. It's awesome. It's so cool. So they are having that though on Thursday night in front of Anaheim Convention Center, and then Friday night for Star Wars night. Right before Star Wars night happens is when they're going to.
You're talking about Celebration.
Yeah, Celebration.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing for the 4th yet.
Yeah.
But that's it. I'm bringing our sabers on Celebration night on Star Wars night.
Yeah, back on the Star Wars collectible front. I think Hot Toys announced a cool. Paul, being the resident Hot Toys expert, or you just have the most, especially even ones that haven't been opened. Which
I'm
one
the hoarder.
Which one was announced this week?
Yeah, we're talking about the Luke Skywalker Bespin version of Hot Toys. Now, sideshow, Hot Toys did have a previous version of that. This before it was they had a deluxe 2-pack, one with Luke, and then the other one was him all banged up after being beaten up by Vader during their lightsaber duel. I think you could remove his hand as well. So this is the new. I believe this is a new sculpt for the face too. It's an interesting. I don't know. I'm not really taken by this particular one. The sculpt of the face, the expression on Luke's face looks a bit odd, I find. And it's like if your figure has an odd facial expression, it's hard to pose them in action, action poses, or if you're taking pictures, because sometimes you have them in a fighting stance and the expression on their face just doesn't fit it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. I'll probably end up getting it. But I mean, no rush, because again, the release date for this one is like 2023, 2024. There's a long lead time for the ones that have been announced, even previously.
The Ahsoka is beautiful, I gotta say.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's been delayed. I just got a notice from Sideshow.
Oh no! Why?
Yeah, because you got to wait for the second wave. I ordered it after I saw. I have the clone, not the Clone Wars version, which is what you have, but I have the Mandalorian version. Like, I pre-ordered that one right away.
Yeah.
And I think I was on the fence as to whether I wanted another version of Ahsoka. And then I saw the review for it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I want this one. And so I put in the order for it a little bit too late. So I got to wait for the second wave to come out, which is fine.
So there is a reason to pre-order early, huh?
There you go.
'Cause I haven't pre-ordered Fennec. I was going to wait, but I think I might just pre-order her.
Well, she's not coming out till 2023 anyway.
Yeah.
So, again, it's one of those wait. But if you have it on a layaway plan, that's cool.
Yeah.
Too, right? That just gives you a little bit more time to just sort of pay it off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to think.
Is that your dollar? Is that your dollar, Ernie?
This is my action figure Hot Toys. Mando version.
Yeah,
I'm getting with the cool kids too.
mine's up there.
I want a
I
Mando.
like it.
I do want a Mando.
Ernie, are you getting an Ahsoka? And if so, what's the version that you're getting? If you're
I'm
just
not getting an Ahsoka, but I saw Yoko's, and man, that thing was really nice.
Yeah.
Like for reals. I might have to. Well, you know how I can put that one? Corinne might have to get that one. So that'd be a nice little addition. Yeah, because I pre-ordered the Boba Fett with Throne. The payments actually start next month, I believe, because I chose for the payments. So that's way cool.
Yeah,
that's a repaint, right? The Boba Fett with Throne
repaint of it's
like
it's
his repainted armor.
Yes. Yeah. No, actually, I think it's the where he did paint it, but it was no wait.
Yeah, it's after he's painted it.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, because it's at the end of Mandalorian season 2, and by that point he had repainted his armor.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, and that's again because I have that on pre-order as well. Even though I have like no. Okay. Yeah, so I have oh my god, so many Boba Fetts. So I have the Boba Fett deluxe version with him with the scarred up armor that he got from Cobb Vanth. And
that's
it's
what I was
got
thinking.
Like the him in the Tusken Raider robes. And then I got the single deluxe figure the single of him because I didn't want him in the robe. I just wanted him in the armor, but I ended up getting it anyway. So stupid. So I have 2 of those Boba Fetts basically. And then I ordered the Throne one because I saw Fennec. I knew Fennec was going to be released initially. And it's like, wow, you got to have Fennec like leaning on the throne with a bottle of Spotchka.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett. So I got, I felt like, oh my god, I have so many.
I know I'll have to get Fennec, so that's going to come after. I'm going to pay off this Boba, but going through this, my friend opened up the anniversary Vader.
Yeah,
as I did that one. Yeah, which was really nice. And then I saw that Luke, and I was like, oh wow. And so, but my initial thoughts right now are going for that Mythos Boba.
Yeah, I have it too. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I like him better than the 40th anniversary one, to be honest. 40th anniversary version of it's cool because it's got the different helmets. So it's got the one with the ears on it, painted on it, and it's got the different 2 jetpacks. But the thing that bugs me about that version is the soft parts, because he's got the Wookiee braids and they don't lie flat. They're always like they look like toy ones, right? Like they're not lying flat. Whereas the Mythos Boba Fett, they lie beautifully. Really? And then you've got the 3 different lightsabers that he's collected from Jedi. I mean, this is the idealized. That's why he's the Mythos version. Yeah. This is the Boba Fett that never really existed, right? Like the cool, kick-ass, scariest bounty hunter in the galaxy, not the.
No, that's the first one.
Into the side of the sail barge by a blind guy and spent a number of years buried in the Sarlacc stomach, right? So that's the thing. So Little Boba is actually the 40th anniversary one, but the Mythos Boba is the badass one, and I like that. And that's a sideshow one, and I actually like it better. The soft parts are nicer too.
Yeah, I think that will be my next purchase of trying to obtain one. Is that one? Just for that reason. And the way that the ones that I have, so I have the first appearance, the cartoon version, and then I have that anniversary, which you can do up. And so I thought the Mythos one would be like cool. Like I have, like the basically different versions of Boba. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. And I saw that. I know you have the Mythos Obi-Wan, right, Kev?
Yeah, the Mythos Obi-Wan I have. It's really good quality. It's not Hot Toys, it's a sideshow. Sideshow makes all the Mythos ones, but it's really beautifully detailed. It comes with a crazy amount of accessories for the Obi-Wan one.
So, are you interested in the Luke? Like, is Luke a character you would get, or no? You're out.
I don't think if I were to get a Luke, it would be this version. But then I also don't know what version I would get. It makes no sense. I know.
They have they announced the Mandalorian, like the deep fake version of Luke. That's being released in 2023 as well. And they also have, I know Sideshow, they have their sculpt of Return of the Jedi Luke in the black robes, which is pretty cool too. I've got that version sitting in the back. They have the snow speeder Luke. That's
is there
I
Hot
didn't know
Toys?
that.
Yeah, Hot Toys snow speeder Luke. I have that on pre-order. That's coming out soonish, I think.
Soonish.
It might be sitting there as we speak. Yeah, Yoko, with you getting these different ones now, are you interested in getting more now, like a Luke?
I would never get a Luke. No offense.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. I don't know if this is like you receiving more. Like, you know what?
Damn, Yoko. Mark Hamill was just about to hop into the chat.
Exactly.
He just.
I would never get a Luke.
That came across harsher than I intended.
You called me Mr. eBay, and I'd still get a Luke.
I don't have. The only Lukes I have in my collection are Old Man Luke that came with a Rey. You know, like in a couple different a Rey Black series that I have.
The milking Luke?
Man Luke. Mm-hmm. And then a Cost Baby one. But I have the other Ahsoka coming, the Mandalorian Ahsoka. So I have that one pre-ordered. And then I will get Fennec. And I don't know. I want a Mando. I do want a Mando at some point, but I don't know if I want one of the ones that are already out. I might hold out at this point and wait for the next one. Because I want a shiny Mando. And then I'm tempted by like a Captain Rex or the 501st, right? The Ahsoka Trooper or the 332nd. I mean,
if you get the deluxe 501st with the 332nd, the swappable heads.
Yeah,
that's dope. I have 2 of those, so that's cool. So I can have.
Yes,
one was sent to me as a gift.
Yeah, sure.
One was sent to me as a gift.
One was a gift, Anna. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that upstairs?
I own it when I screw up. I do. I really do own it when I screw up. That one was they gave it to me. They gave it to me. Why would they give it? They gave it to me.
I really wish I had said like you're like I would never buy a Luke. Oh guys, special surprise guest for tonight. We have in the house Mark. Oh, he's gone.
Until Sebastian Stan plays Luke.
Paul, in terms of difference in costume, what are the main differences? All I see is orange, but what's the difference between Snowspeeder and X-Wing Luke?
Oh, he's wearing a jacket. So he's first of all, he's got an orange jacket over his jumpsuit, his orange jumpsuit. And his flak vest is on backwards, actually. That's another design thing there. His gloves are white instead of black. So in his regular X-Wing costume, he wouldn't have that puffy jacket with the big collar around it. Yeah, his flak vest, that white vest, it's backwards. So he'd have it the other way around. The hose coming out of his chest box too. The chest box is black in this one. It's actually a darker gray. Same with the hose. The hose wouldn't be black like it is in this one. And as well, again, it's his gauntlets, his flight gloves are they're white in this one. And he's also wearing Luke is wearing his belt with his pistol in it and his lightsaber. In his regular X-Wing jumpsuit, he wouldn't have that. And of course, the boots. He's got these white sort of wraparound moccasin-y looking boots for the Snowspeeder pilot. And when he's just flying his X-Wing, he just have his black jack boots.
Damn, if I were to get a Luke, I think I would go with Snowspeeder Luke.
He looks pretty boss in that.
He's like Canadian winter pilot Luke.
See, I'd rather have this one than the Bespin one. That's the thing. I like
this one being the 40th Hot Toys. There's the Rosario Dawson Ahsoka Hot Toys. That's also available for pre-order.
When is that coming?
It's supposed to be soon-ish.
Soon?
Yeah.
What? Why are you shaking your head?
Like we're gonna go back to shopping.
No, I just want.
We're just checking the release dates on them. Ding-dong.
Yeah,
so close.
Did you call him a ding dong? Wait, let's call him a ding dong.
Yeah, I called him a ding dong.
So close.
Yeah, ding dong. I was just looking at the shipping date, July to September. That's all I wanted to know.
And of course, with the Rosario Dawson, there's the deluxe version and just the regular edition.
Yeah.
The deluxe version comes with Grogu and the little power lamp and whatnot, right?
I got
that's. Oh, I always get the deluxe. Just for a few dollars more, you get so much more. It's a better deal. I think, if you like accessories.
Yeah, if you're gonna spend that money, just go the little, add a little bit more and get the extra.
Yeah, it's worth it. It really is worth that investment of like a few dollars more. And again, these, I get it. Like they're expensive. They're not cheap. Hot toys are not cheap, but the quality of the product that you get is, I think, unsurpassed. I love it. And what's really cool too is they've got other 1/6 scale, makers out there, like Q3Q0 or whatever. They're doing the Star Trek
Q0?
ones. Yeah, Q0. Sorry, they're doing the Star Trek ones. Dead silence. But they're also doing other franchises, and I think that's great because really, what they're going to do is if they start releasing quality 1/6 scale figures as well, that'll force Hot Toys to maybe sort of, I don't know, maybe drop some of the prices in response to it too, just because if you can start getting, if you're looking at Star Wars, that's too expensive, but this is cool, and you start collecting like DC Universe stuff or Star Trek stuff or other 1/6 scale franchises. I'm seeing some really, really cool figures that are out there that are just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll buy that for $1.
No.
Yeah, sorry about the silence for the start. I just didn't know what a tumbleweed rolling sounded like, so I couldn't do the sound.
There you go.
But
it's crickets.
Oh, that's actually pretty good cricket. Nice. But the Hot Toys Ahsoka, I was on the fence between that and Spider-Man, but I ended up getting Spider-Man. But there was, she as Rosario Ahsoka looks so good in the TV series, and then during The Mandalorian, and then now she's coming up with the her own series in the near future. Ernie, there was some quotes from Bryce Dallas Howard out on the internet this week. Paul, who was once directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, as he claims in his T-shirt.
So it went on longer, and she was doing an interview. Is talking about stuff coming out, but the main point that everybody's focusing on right now is her quote says, "What I can say is that you being a fan of the Clone Wars will be greatly rewarded with the live action Ahsoka series." Which, dang, that was been flying around all week so far that it's happened in the last couple of days. And the story before that was her talking about other projects and everything, and because the whole Jurassic Park movies coming out, and then somebody asked about this, and so to me it's like, so are we shooting right now, or what's going on? You already know you're doing an episode, and if so, then what? Tamora Morrison is all these clones? Like, bring it on. That's
okay. Let's not
awesome.
Get ridiculous with more. Well, not Boba Fett with clones. Actually, no. I take back my comment. I want to see more. I want to see more clones.
But that means that you got to use him.
Boba Fett is a clone. He is a clone. He's the purest of the clones.
The purest, lamest clone.
Yeah. He's not enhanced. That's why he's no good. Everybody else has been genetically enhanced to be a super soldier, which explains a lot, really. Because you don't see Captain Rex flying into the side of a sail barge and falling into the starlight. Right?
Wow.
Well, if Captain Rex shows up in this, who knows if there's any sail barges for him to fly into, then we would look ridiculous.
But it's going to be super awesome if Captain Rex shows up. He's a great character. He really is. And then you have that whole continuity of that. Now they're trying to say that that's him in Return of the Jedi.
Right.
Which I take it. That's cool. That's awesome. So, he survives that long.
Yeah, no, I remember. That's a nice retcon. That's a lot of like, hey, there's a bald guy with a beard. It must be him. It's like, they don't. Okay.
I know.
I get it, but he's already got a canon backstory. They have a canon backstory.
I think in like a kid's book, they called it out as
Captain. And in the shorts, yes, they did. Yeah. In those Star Wars shorts, they showed him, and they made it true.
Oh, they retconned it that way?
Yeah, in the book that Yoko's talking about, a kid's book. I think it's one of the golden books.
I think it is. Yeah, I remember seeing the page.
And then, what were those being showed on? Those you just showed a figure of Chewbacca. What is that called? The
Forces of Destiny.
Forces of Destiny.
Yeah.
Which were little mini cartoons thrown in with a little bit of backstories. And then They showed him with Hera. Yes. Saying that Hera is still gone on, and that, yes, that is Captain Rex, the old bearded man in cartoon. It's
Did they ever?
I swear.
I think they canonized it.
And then also, oh my God, what's her? So something else they threw in there. What's her name?
Eyes are rolling this time, not mine.
With the goggles. What's her name?
Maz?
From Maz. Maz is the one who gave Leia the Bouche disguise.
Do we need that? I mean, I guess it's cool, but it doesn't make or break anything.
Yeah.
Wait, why do you roll your eyes about Rex? Tell me.
Because it's already there.
It's just it's just one of those things where it's like there has to be a story behind everything, which I get, and that's cool. It's cool, but it's one of these things where it's like, it's like when Rogue One, there's this little Asian girl who's crying during that battle when that tank gets ambushed. And it's like, oh my God, that's got to be Rose. And somebody's going to write a story where that's little young Rose Tico who gets saved by Jyn Erso because everything is connected. Enough. It's, you know what? Fuck. The guy looks like him. Fine. Does everybody have to be fucking connected that way? Like, I get it. But sometimes it's just like, okay, like, honestly. And for me, it's like, this is Captain Rex. He's a veteran of the Clone Wars. He's not, it just sort of seems like too much of a retcon. Just a little bit too much of a retcon for me. And it's just like, I get it. It's kind of neat, but it's also the same as like the R5, like sacrificing himself so R2 can actually go on. Like these little side stories are kind of cool, but not everything is Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. It's not always gonna be like that. And I just find sometimes it's just like, okay, enough.
The Rex one seems pretty harmless. Like all it does is like let you know that he was still around then. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah, but it's that whole like this was a movie, like this was not planned.
Lived a nice long life, Paul. Can't we just enjoy that?
He was killed on Endor.
Stop.
Because you don't see him at the end, so that's got to be it. He's not one of the surviving troops. You don't see him partying with everybody else, so he's killed on Endor.
You got to see every minute, Paul. You got to see him walk down the hallway into the bathroom.
Apparently, everybody's got to do that because if you don't see it, it didn't happen, right? I mean, that's the thing that sort of gets me. That's all. I mean, sure.
I get
people like it. That's fine. That's awesome.
I get the forcing the story thing, but I feel like that being Rex is a cute thing, and I'm okay with that.
Sorry,
I think mosquito. Nice catch. I was watching that whole side story develop there with the
it's a big one. What's it doing down here? Anyways,
well, I think the little Asian girl turning out to Rose Tico is plausible because there's only like 4 Asians in the history of Star Wars.
Apparently.
So, maybe we can look back, scrub some old film. Is there a young Carson Teva? Maybe Fred makes an appearance, and that there's a backstory.
Carson Teva is the love child of Chirrut Imwe and Baze Malbus.
Get out.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Confirms.
Biology works different.
Yes. It's space. You don't know.
No rules. There are no rules.
You don't know. They had a surrogate mother.
There is a book with the backstory of Rose and Paige, by the way, and it's a nice little story.
It's space. No suck, only blow. Okay, guys.
There you go.
And it did come back.
It's a vacuum.
Title of the Carson Teva backstory.
In a vacuum, there is no sucking, only blowing. And not like a vacuum cleaner. In the vacuum of space.
The Carson Teva story.
There it is. Confirmed.
Did Dave Filoni ever say like he saw that character, that actor in Return of the Jedi, and went back and made Rex look like him in Clone Wars to guide that storyline, or was it just fans trying to say it's just 2 bald guys with beards, therefore they are the same?
It must. It's a great coincidence. It really is a great coincidence. But there's sometimes and this is the thing when everybody starts to theorize and postulate and say, "Oh, I saw this, so it must be that," and then and it's fun to theorize. It's fun to do that. The only problem is when it doesn't work out the way you theorize, people get mad, right? And that's
like Boba Fett?
Yeah. like with Boba Fett, and like with a lot of other things, it's like they get mad. It's like, well, but it's got to be. They've had all the clues. It should be. And it's like, well, no, sometimes it's not, and that's the thing, right? And so I think that's where I take umbrage to it, because it's all fun to theorize, but it's not just Star Wars. They did it with like WandaVision, right? That huge, all these characters are going to be introducing, and do this, they're going to do that, and when it didn't happen, everybody was all up in arms. And it's like,
WandaVision trolled everyone. It was amazing.
But that's what I mean. And everybody's so into that, and that just, I think when you make that canon, then people you encourage it a little bit too much sometimes, and sometimes it's just a character who kind of looks like him. And you know what?
Sometimes it's kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, in my opinion, I just don't think that it's not.
You'd rather Captain Rex be dead and buried?
No, I'd rather him be doing something cooler. Because I would think that he would be I don't know, higher up in the rank, where he's not part of a commando team that's sneaking behind. Like, how old's he got to be in this at that point, right?
Yeah.
He's done his time in the Clone Wars. You don't see him. Like, why is he part of that strike team? He shouldn't be, right? And he gets captured, and then they make him put on the scout trooper armor and stand out there, right? And he gets captured because you see him. He's like, I got caught. Shit, here I am. And he probably got shot by an Ewok. They don't know. He's wearing Imperial armor. So there's Rex lying face down with all these Ewok bite marks and like arrows in his back.
Bite marks?
Bravo. Way to go, team. Fucking great retcon.
Wrote yourself into a corner.
I don't know. I just kind of thought he would be higher up. And
that's another 15, 17 years after Clone War, Rebels, right?
Yeah, and he was old in Rebels.
Yes. Yeah, he could already barely fit into that Stormtrooper gear in Rebels.
That's what I mean, right? Like, it just doesn't. It's neat, but I would have thought the guy on Endor wasn't that old. He just had a white beard. I'm not that old. I have a white beard, right? Am I projecting? Possibly. Probably. I am.
No, not at all. It's not coming across that way at all.
Shut your cake hole.
In space, there is only blow, not suck. I think if the guy, if they didn't already have, they already had a name for that character. Like,
yes.
So if they didn't go back to retcon it that way, and it was just a blank slate, and you connected it, and somehow it worked. I get it, because Mandalorian and a lot of the new TV shows kind of take a lot of references from other stuff and just make a cool little connection.
Yeah.
And it adds a little bit more for the hardcore fans, the diehard fans who see it, be like, oh, that's awesome, I recognize this from that. And it doesn't do much damage. But but
this is Captain Rex.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. This is Rex. You don't put him in the background like, that's Captain Rex, hero of the Clone Wars, this and that. Incredible service record. You know what? You're part of this suicide team. Come on. We want you to join this.
Let's see what Bryce Dallas Howard shows us. I mean, off of that quote. Is it going to be Rex? Is it going to be somebody else?
Although I kind of wish she had said fans of Rebels, not necessarily Clone Wars. Because I feel like we're expecting more of that storyline to be followed, right? In the Ahsoka show with Ezra and Thrawn.
But I think honestly, it's you look at it and you go, well, the source material is Clone Wars, and I don't think she's talking specifically about, because Ahsoka, that's when she was introduced during the Clone Wars, right? Yeah. And so her journey really, mostly, I mean, they continue a bit of it in Rebels, but really that's not the rest of her journey. Like, her journey starts, and the majority of it is in Clone Wars, and I think that's what she's referring to. Mm-hmm. If you're a fan of the Clone Wars, you're gonna love it, because you're gonna see characters. I mean, you're gonna see Ahsoka, and you're gonna, if you've invested in that series. And let's face it, the Clone Wars single-handedly propped up a bunch of really bad prequel movies. They filled the gaps, like really, really retcon, beautiful story, like filled plot holes beautifully, to the point where you kind of go, you know what? The prequel movies weren't that bad. It's like, no, they were. They were, because they were full of freaking holes, and it wasn't until like years later that they built this entire series to plug those gaps and make it rich. But on its own, which is the way we got it, it was garbage. Not garbage, but it wasn't the strongest. They weren't the strongest of movies. There were like big gaps. You're like, okay, I don't get it. Clone Wars comes in and just buoys it up. And so now looking back at it, you go, as a whole, you look at that and go, wow, deep, rich storytelling. Interwoven animated series, the movies, TV series. But back in the day, it was just those movies, and they didn't hold up on their own. It wasn't until Clone Wars and all those other shows came in to fill in those gaps, and that's when everything really started to blossom. But it was because of Clone Wars. And the other point I want to make is, I know I'm just talking too much. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
What
I
else
love
is
it all.
What else is Bryce Dallas Howard gonna say though?
Yeah.
What else is she going to say? It's a big bag of shit. I'm sorry. You're all going to be so bitterly disappointed because, damn, everybody's changed. You're not going to like. What else is she going to say?
Yeah.
I've been saying that about Avatar. You're going to love it. And I believe it. I believe you're going to love it and stuff. But what else are you going to say? And the fact that people go, yeah, dang, fans of Clone Wars. Theory already. She hasn't said anything except
it was a fan. It was a slow news week, so it was a life raft for us.
Sorry, I'm just taking down a note for my next headline. Paul Simon Lee confirms Avatar will be better than Ahsoka. Just give me 1 second while I type this out. No, Ernie, you mentioned earlier, like what's the speculation? What's her involvement? Is she directing an episode? That kind of deal. I guess if they're asking her, is she answering or is she involved? Do we know if it's like one director helming the whole series? Because Paul's friend Deb is doing Kenobi.
Yeah.
Oh, are they friends? I don't know if he's mentioned that.
No, I made that. I just made the connection myself. I came to that conclusion.
Yeah. I've been lying. My name's not even Paul. Ernie, what are you doing in Toronto? Ha ha! And then Ernie goes, ha! And it's me.
That's how we roll.
That was a twist.
Yeah,
it is.
That went nowhere.
I know. It's like, so can we continue with the podcast now? Same members.
So now they're done being fools. What did you think?
That's me when I'm editing. Now that they're done being fools. No,
that's cut.
That's cut. Edit button.
That's a keeper. Do we know if there's one person who's like helming the whole thing, leading the charge, Ernie?
No, again, because it's all speculation of what's going on. So hers of saying this was that, Ahsoka news to everybody, because we don't even know the slate right now. All we know is that Kenobi's coming out, Bad Batch 2 at some time, and we're still waiting on Andor. Like, that's been done for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're waiting on it. Yeah. Right, because it's been done for a long time. I don't know what we're waiting on for that of story-wise. Like, is it filler now?
No, they're waiting for the Kevin Feige reshoots.
The Kevin Feige reshoots?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just
why,
kidding, man?
I'm all so.
That's
Marvel
what they do
now?
for all the Marvel movies. That's all. Look, I have a friend who works in VFX, and right now, in the VFX world, everybody's slammed. There are not enough artists to go around to get these jobs done when they want it done. So everything is backed up. Everything's taking forever to get done, and they are all under a lot of pressure to get the jobs done because you have, a number of huge tentpole movies that are coming out, right? So, from Thor, God of
Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder.
Yeah, and then what's that? Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, and then they're still working on these movies, right? Like, it's nuts. And then you have all these TV shows that are being shot as well, right?
That's true.
Mando season 3.
So everyone should go to school for VFX.
Well, I think that the takeaway is that there's lots of jobs available there, and that is kind of like there is a scarcity of artists.
Yeah.
And all these other Netflix shows that are like Avatar, that's kind of a heavy VFX show. And it's not the only one out there. There's so much content being shot, and they all have huge demands in the VFX world. So I don't know, maybe Andor is still waiting for all that work to be done. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, pure ass speculation. And with regards to Bryce Dallas Howard directing, I think it's safe to say, I don't know, this is me completely theorizing, but if you take The Mandalorian as a model or the Book of Boba Fett as a model, you will have multiple directors taking the helm. Like Dave Filoni is probably going to be directing a couple of episodes of Ahsoka.
Oh, it has to be. It's Ahsoka.
I would think he would be, episode 1.
The first one and the last one, you figure, right? He's gonna do those. And in between, how many episodes are they gonna have of Ahsoka? Have they said?
27, I think.
I don't think we know anything. And I feel like that's what these Disney Plus shows, I mean, the MCU and Star Wars shows anyway, have, I don't feel like they talk about more than one at a time, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we're gonna know about anything else until Kenobi's underway.
Yeah.
Right?
Isn't it also funny though that when you say that the Star Wars shows, we got to know who's directing each episode, and I never hear that for the MCU ones. Who's all the different directors, right? You don't. It's just like, oh, Moon Knight's on. God, that was a great episode. And it's never talked about who directed that episode. But when it comes to the Star Wars one, we're always like, oh, who did that? Oh, that was Bryce. Oh, that was Robert. Like, man, that's crazy.
You guys are first name already?
Yeah. He texted me. I should be in Book of Boba too. I'm just a Gamorrean guard that gets killed, but I'll take it all day.
Yeah, but I like the different directors, and I think they've shown in the previous series they all handle each episode very well, which is fantastic.
That's part of the fun for fans now, right? Is to oh, it's this director, so this means, people like to speculate what that's going to mean with that director, right. whether it's a character or a type of story or whatever it is.
Hey, for me, if the Ahsoka, they already mentioned where's Grand Admiral Thrawn, and then having recently rewatched Rebels, I want to see more. I'm hoping they bring back some of the Loth wolves and all these mystical creatures that kind of you don't hear anything about in the sequel trilogies. That kind of stuff. And the time travel thing, going through that weird forced space thing.
Yeah.
That final fight was pretty cool. Palpatine going through and the lightning, but I don't know. Maybe they thought that kind of stuff was too far out of Star Wars lore, and they didn't really touch on it again. So bringing back Ahsoka series, I hope they revisit and give some closure for that stuff.
Well, we saw a Loth cat, so
yes, we did. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Well, then that's it.
No, about the wolf, and if Filoni had his way, and that was the first episode, shit, we'd see Ahsoka riding one. That'd be the opening scene, But real.
It's not even just seeing them. The Loth wolves did stuff, right? It was talking and teleporting them and turn into. Did Kanan turn into a wolf? Did he? There's.
Did he?
That was a speculation, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Rebels was that bridge area where it's like, okay, go make up more Star Wars stories, and he Dave Filoni went with some really cool, I don't know, storytelling choices, adding new stuff to the universe. Maybe they thought it wasn't that great. And
will we see the Purgils? Purgils? Is that what they were called? Like what carried Ezra away at the end?
Mm-hmm. The space whales.
Oh, the hyperspace whales. Yeah, that was. I didn't. Yeah, I watched it twice and I still didn't really understand the mechanics there. But hey, they gotta stop somewhere and eject Ezra and Thrawn. And
Puffer pigs. I hope we get puffer pigs, live action puffer pigs.
Do
you not remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I remember. The big ones, right? That poof.
Well, they're small and adorable.
Well, Zeb scares them and then they go.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the thing that I've seen a lot lately. Disney has let out a lot of background secrets that nobody notices. And it's funny that you say that because that is one of the little figures that you can buy in Batu. So
which one?
The puffer pig by itself. It isn't puffed up, but it is just all small in it.
Oh,
it's in the creature shop.
Mm.
And like they've done a lot of this with merch or figures that they sell because they're putting it out and nobody knows yet. Like the biggest one was Spidey. When Spider-Man showed up in Avengers Campus, he's already wearing his new suit that was what he comes out in at the end of the last one. What was that called? No Way Home. Yeah. That last scene of him running through the snow and he made that one, that's what he's been wearing in Avengers Campus. And nobody ever pointed that out. They just like, here you go. And that's what was thrown there because they knew it like that. So
but
I don't know.
Isn't he super far away on Avengers Campus? Like how close up? I have no idea. Like, are you talking about the Spidey that swings and gets catapulted?
So when you get to meet.
That's a robot that's actually being catapulted through the air.
And then that scene is he comes down the wall after the robot scene, and then you do the meet and greet. You get a picture with him. So he's there, and that's the suit that he has.
I see.
Right.
Nice.
Immediately they already have Moon Knight there. They had all the different Lokis. Yes, and Mr. Knight. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, so the things that you see in Batu as far as what they're selling and like that sometimes.
And Loth Cats, they have Loth Cats in Batu.
Right. So we could maybe see more live of those creatures that are in that creature shop.
Rebels did have some great creatures, though.
Yes.
Like thinking back. Yeah.
Paul, you were mentioning about animation studios and VFX being completely swamped right now. And, when you said that, it kind of reminded me of our final topic on the list, Star Wars Visions, which is an animation series with all done by studios in Japan in all their different styles. I'm just wondering if they're like, hey, we need more content, but we're kind of swamped right now. Let's kind of maybe kill two birds with one stone and kind of check this off the list. We can do a cool animation series in a different style and not exhaust any resources here. That's something that crossed my mind because it's on our list because there's rumors, as Ernie has graciously told us, of a season 2 of a series that he loves because he loves anime.
Are the rumors just that there's going to be a season 2, or is there anything more substantial than that?
That it's being done right now. They don't know what, but season 2 is being done. So now the speculation starts. Is it the continuation of the stories that we have, the 9 that were shown, or is it a whole nother new set?
New stories. I bet it's
correct.
Both.
Right.
I feel like it's got to be both.
I would think that they would have had done many, like what you're talking about, Kev, as far as was it already out there and now you could just call it season 2? Like these 9 are the ones that they picked. Right. I would like to see some of these ones that we got in the first one, they'll continue. Yeah. I think that'd be awesome. Definitely
lots of stories from that series and people calling for like, oh, I want more of the twins, or I want more of that first episode. I have the novel based on one of the episodes. I should probably get past page 3 on that, but before season 2 comes out. But yeah,
I was just about to ask, did you like it?
I got halfway through it and I put it down, and I haven't gone back to it either. But I was enjoying it.
Oh, okay.
For the record, and then I put it down, and I just never got back to it.
Yeah, I wish we would have received figures off of those Visions ones. There's only figure arts of the twins. And that's it. I wish
there's a Ronin statue or something, isn't there?
There's a statue. Yeah. But I'm talking like another. Another figure arts of some of those ones would be awesome.
I even went back after last week's episode. I bought the digital version of the Legends Kenobi book, and I barely touched it. So why do I keep buying this stuff?
I don't know. Maybe you should try audiobooks. Because then you can let it read to you while you're doing your dishes or whatever it is that you're usually watching on your phone. But you
can read to me while I'm watching Alien 2 on my phone.
There you go. And some of the voices on some of those digital ones are done very well too.
Oh yeah.
So it gets you. Yeah. It really gets you into the story.
You feel like you're watching it.
Damn. So I should just get a refund on Kindle and switch it over to Audible.
Honestly, yeah.
All right.
Probably work out better for you.
Yeah, I just finished Master and Apprentice actually, and I really enjoyed that one. It digs into the relationship between young Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. And I feel a lot closer to Qui-Gon now. I know a lot more about him. And a little bit of Dooku. A little bit more about Dooku, who honestly I don't really need to know more about, but he's there. He's there.
But you guys haven't talked about like even Ernie and I movies that we should watch.
I can't imagine there's any movies that because you guys are big movie buffs, right? You collect movie physical media. I feel like there isn't much that I've seen or love that you and Ernie have not seen.
It's so funny because I just dropped $300 on a company that's called Vinegar Syndrome, and they produce, like, what they do is they have 4K transfers now of movies, really obscure movies that are, not the best, like Miami Connection, the 4K transfer of that. Have you guys ever heard of that movie? Oh man, it's so bad, it's good. You can watch it. You can watch it for free on YouTube. It was made in like 1987. And it's starring this guy. He's a Korean dude, and he wrote, co-directed, and stars in it. And it's basically about a group called Dragon Sound. It's a musical group, and they have a run-in with like ninja biker gangs who steal cocaine.
Dope.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one.
Okay,
Dude,
wait. The synopsis.
Yeah.
A martial arts rock band goes up against a band of motorcycle ninjas who have tightened their grip on Florida's narcotic
That sounds amazing,
trade.
actually.
So check it. It's
dope.
So he made this movie. They made this movie back and it's so painfully obvious they've never acted before. The writing is horrible. The dialogue, the acting, it's just terrible. So they made this movie. He bankrupted because he had this whole he had this huge chain of taekwondo studios, and he mortgaged them all. He lost all of his money basically making this movie, and then he tried to distribute it himself because all the major distributors like, no, it's garbage, burn this movie. And it played to 8 theaters, was absolutely decimated. He was so embarrassed he walked away from it. And then in 2009, the Alamo Drafthouse in Austin, they are famous for doing cult movies and like creating it. Like, for example, their atmosphere is there are no cell phones allowed in the theaters. You can't be on your phone. You got to watch the movie, right? They had Jaws. They did a screening of Jaws in a lagoon with people floating on dinghies, and they hired divers to go underneath and grab people's feet.
Oh God!
During some of the sequences. So this is the Alamo Drafthouse. So they found a print of Miami Connection. They had no idea what it was. They screened it, and they loved it. They thought, "Oh my God, this is crazy!" So they showed it at a midnight showing. People lost their minds, and then they turned it into a cult hit, basically. And they contacted the guy, said, "You got to come out." He thought they were joking. They got all the cast back together to lip sync the song that their band plays. It's cheesy 80s. It's done with so much heart though, but it's so bad. You're going to have so much fun roasting it while you watch it. It's incredible. Miami Connection. You can watch it on YouTube. It's completely free. I just spent $70 US on 2 4K transfers of it. One I'm going to give to my friend who actually got me onto this movie.
That's dope.
Right. I had 2 questions. The first was, did you spend $300 on this movie? And second question, which you just answered. But the second question is this a timeout topic? Because you whispered it in the beginning.
Oh, no. That's my wife is upstairs.
Yeah, that was the.
I don't know why you bothered doing that, because
I know she's gonna hear this anyways. But so I got the movie New York Ninja, Cloak and Dagger, Dead Heat, The Beastmaster, and Dial Code Santa Claus. Have you heard of any of these movies?
Nope.
These sound like movies that I would find while they're watching on The Simpsons or something.
Yeah, and they'd be just as bad.
What was the ninja one?
New York Ninja.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a guy, again, he's an Asian guy. His wife gets just based on I've never seen it, but I want to see it. His wife gets mugged and brutally murdered in New York. She's pregnant. He goes to the cops. apparently New York is a city filled with crime and they're too busy. So he puts on his ninja costume and he decides to find her killer. And along the way, he becomes a vigilante. He makes enemies of all the criminals, and they all start going after him. And the main bad guy is plutonium something. I'm like, this is crazy. I have to see this.
New York Ninja.
These premises aren't bad though, or is it just the way you're recapping them for me?
No, you got to watch the trailers for them. They're
because
terrible.
They sound not that bad.
Dead Heat, Joe Piscopo. It's a movie about zombies and these cops trying to solve this crime, and one of them gets killed. And so who better to solve a murder mystery about zombies than a zombie cop? So that's the premise of that. Beastmasters, starring Mark Singer from V. If you ever watched that TV series in the 80s, V.
I'm sorry, the documentary.
No,
TV series.
No, the document. Oh, I see.
Yes, it's not a series. It's a documentary.
Right. Anyways, again.
Beastmaster. I know what that is because of Community.
There you go. Okay.
Because Chevy Chase dresses up as him for Halloween.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That's it.
And so then I was like, "Is this a real thing?" And I Googled it, and I learned that it was real.
Cloak and Dagger.
Not a real thing.
Cloak and Dagger, starring a young what's his name? Thomas, the kid who played Elliot in E.T.
Mm-hmm.
That's his next movie.
Not the Marvel Cloak and Dagger.
No.
No.
And this is about a kid who's got, an imaginary sort of friend, because he's got this friend who's a secret agent or this or that. He's imaginary. And his dad is going through a bad divorce, and this kid has all these imaginary games until one day an actual secret agent gives him information about this just before he's killed, about Project Cloak and Dagger. And so this kid has to rely on his friends and his imaginary friend to try to get this information to the proper authorities while these bad guys are after him. Oh. Again, that one's a little bit more mainstream and a little bit more well done than the others.
The old couple scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah.
I was really afraid of old people after that movie. I swear to God, there's an old couple who goes after him, her hand's messed up, right?
Yes.
I think she's got stubbies. Yeah. And so that's not cool to show as a kid, of running away, getting kidnapped and all this shit as a kid, because then I see somebody in the store with a stubby and I'm freaked out. And you shouldn't be that way as a kid, but that's what happens.
Right.
Yeah. Scared me half to death.
Then, of course, there is now this is a different name, but the one that it's the version that I know of, Dial Code Santa Claus, but the original name was something else. It was called, I think, Not the Most Dangerous Game. But this was a movie that apparently Home Alone, people are saying, "Oh, Home Alone is totally based on this," right? Like it's
you talked about that last week. Yeah.
So that's the movie, but it's actually called, it's a different name.
We figured it out last week, and now I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, The Most Dangerous Game. No, something like that.
Yeah,
it's in the show. Kevin left it in.
Yeah,
he did. Deadly Games, or AKA Game Over.
There you go.
AKA 3615 area code Père Noël. So, yeah. Anyway, so that was the movie where basically it is this kid who's obsessed with action movies and video games, and so what he does is when his mom's out, he will turn this mansion that he lives in with his grandfather into like a makeshift battleground where he sets up traps and stuff like that. And then on Christmas Eve, two guests come in to sort of get him. So that's what they say that Home Alone was based off. Now, it wasn't completely coincidental, but I'm in for it. Somebody setting fun. Booby traps for intruders.
Yeah,
sign me up. Anyways, oh my God! So this podcast is supposed to be like an hour long.
Yeah, basically. I'll get it down there.
I'll just press the button, Kevin.
I'll get it down there.
Get it. Magic.
Press the button.
So, what's this homework? What's this week's homework going to be? Kev, any votes?
I nominate Gremlins, since we talked about it.
I second the motion.
The motion is passed.
I hate doing homework.
Too bad. You're going to love this homework. Did you not love Aliens?
I enjoy.
Did you not love Aliens?
We wouldn't steer you wrong, Kev.
Yeah. So far, you're
gonna want to watch Gremlins too.
That's what I was gonna say. I think once Gremlins comes on too, I think you're gonna go for 2 right after.
All right, Paul. What are the optimal watching conditions?
Okay, 1, not on your phone. 2, you can watch this one at night. You can,
but not after midnight.
Ha ha ha! Very good. You will see a young Corey Feldman in this movie. You will see a young Phoebe Cates in this movie. Who else? Hoyt Axton is in this movie.
Do you know who Phoebe Cates is, Kev?
Oh God,
no! But these aren't like
I feel so old now.
Conditions.
Have you seen
Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Okay, that's there you go. That's another one on the list. Fast Times.
Yeah. Are you writing all these down?
I'm writing down.
Somebody's got to do some homework at some point.
I thought I had watched no movies, but
it feels like this is the group project and I'm doing everything again.
Well, it's your fault. You haven't seen anything, man.
It's your fault. You wanted to do a podcast, Kevin.
We're only as strong as the weakest link, my friend.
And Gremlins is great, man.
Yeah,
for real, it is.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
You're going to want one.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I also rewatched Scarface this week for you, Yoko.
Thank you.
So you don't have to.
So wait a minute.
One day. I'll watch it.
You watched like a 3.5-hour movie for Yoko, but you're complaining about having to watch Gremlins.
Which is like an hour and I know you'll watch both of them at the time of Scarface.
Exactly, and you'll probably have more fun doing it because it's not nearly as devastating.
Oh my gosh. You're really selling me on Scarface.
It is a long movie. I hadn't realized how long it was until I started watching it again, and Paul last week said it's so long.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
And it's slow. It is. Okay. It's a slow movie, man.
It's slow, but it's a thorough story, like his rise and fall.
Right. So Scarface to me always seemed like a TV movie.
Yeah. Like it should be like
where you could show it on TV. Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
show that on TV.
Yeah,
because it's not the same.
No, they can because they just edit all of it, so it becomes an hour and 20 minutes long. Because it can't show half of it, and you go, oh, and it gets just cut to the end, which is let me introduce you to my little friend, and then that's it. That's all everybody wants.
So I just need to watch that part.
That's it.
You should you know that part.
Yeah.
And
I'm easily accustomed to cutting down 3 hours into 1.5. But
do you watch the movies at like regular speed or do you speed them up?
Regular
are you like watching them at like 2 times speed?
That was a jab at us, Paul. About cutting us down.
That's never occurred to me to watch things replays at like 1.5.
Don't do it.
I've listened to videos that way.
Yeah, not movies, but like I know people watch replays and on my stream at that pace. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's like 6 hours. But I still remember the TV version of Scarface. The first scene when he's being interrogated, they're like, where'd you get that scar, tough guy? Eating, and then this other voice goes, pineapple? But you're going to get a scar like this eating pineapple, man.
Eating a pineapple?
But the voice was completely different. It's like, pineapple?
Yeah, it always is, because it's done
just
by somebody. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, we can't say that on television.
On a play school recorder. And even background noise all the time going on, like a car passing by or anything, is always in there. Yeah, TV shows with editing done in them is the best. Like I remember some that even went silent, where it just muted and their mouths are still moving. They don't even have a word for it. Yeah, and you know it. Yeah, so that was it. Then the volume comes back.
The Rock, when Sean Connery says to Nick Cage, he's like, losers try their best. Winners go home and date the prom queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
My favorite was Usual Suspects. When they're in line, they have to say that word, hand me the keys. You effing, so hand me the keys, you fuzzy sock sucker.
fuzzy
sock sucker.
Wow,
fuzzy
like
sock.
That's funny.
It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to look like the mouth movement.
Yes,
right. What it is.
Like when that time I muted myself and Yoko thought I was swearing at her, but I was saying vacuum. Vacuum.
Wait, I think you said Nick Cage, right? Have you seen the trailer for his new movie?
Oh yeah, I gotta see it.
Oh, he's playing funny. Himself, right?
Yeah, with Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Yeah.
That looks kind of funny.
Oh no, I have to look that up.
Oh, what? Yeah, it's gonna be great, dude. It's about his life.
When I gotta watch trailers as homework too. Like, you haven't seen this trailer? Outrageous. This is a must-see trailer.
Nicolas Cage is insane, bro. He's talk about a collector. He is one of the biggest collectors ever
of human skin.
And that's why he does all these movies. Yeah, he has like the original Superman. He named his kid Kal-El.
Does he have his Superman suit
that he had from Burton? I believe so.
The one that
he seriously, he buys crazy stuff, and he admits it. That's why he has to do all these movies, because of his lavish collection of buying stuff.
Just like Paul.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I love the attempt at hiding all this stuff from Anna. Meanwhile, she starts a group chat with us. I know, just so she can zing you. I've never seen anything like that. Like, we don't know her that well. You know, like we see her comments moderating your chat, and she's in my streams, and I met her in person. She's great. She messages me. I don't know how much she interacts with Ernie and Yoko individually, but the fact that she went and started this group chat just to send that photo to us. And she's like, I got this perfect one to kind of troll my husband, but it'll be a shame if I don't get to use it. I'm just gonna go create this group chat.
Why don't you describe what picture she used?
Oh, are we? Is this a time in topic? She sent a photo of a DHL plane collapsed under, for whatever reason, but it's inconsequential because she sent it with the headline that this is what happens with all of Paul's pre-orders on board.
And even more so, when I first see it, I'm like, whoa, is that real? And then I realized, because the photo was like a real photo. It wasn't like a headline one. No. And it's all cracked with boxes everywhere. And so my collection heart goes immediately, oh my God, do we need to go pick stuff up? Oh, wait. She's totally trolling Paul right now. That's awesome.
All right. So the homework, somehow it's going to cut, and then it's just going to be, all right. So the homework for next week will be gremlin. Is it singular or plural?
No, it's plural. Gremlins.
Plural. Gremlins. All right. The whole system is topsy-turvy now. And hopefully everyone is enjoying watching the movies with us every week. If it's something you've seen before, just revisiting it, or me visiting it the first time.
Thank you for listening to another ridiculous episode of the Boba Squadron. If you've made it this far, you probably already subscribe or like or whatever appropriate action is on the platform that you're listening to. But in case you haven't, please do. Thank you. Thank you for the likes, the subs, the shares, the comments. It means a lot to us. How was that?
Perfect.
That was absolutely perfect.
What the hell was that?
It was good.